about to be live as well.
Oh, damn it. I forgot to put music on.
I post to my Twitter.
Does yours not auto post to your Twitter?
It does, but like it has like a weird custom. It doesn't let me save.
I don't understand any of what you just said.
Oh, sorry. I'm saying that like it does, but like it has like a weird custom. Like I don't like the custom like tweet that it'll give out.
Oh, well, that's
So
all I've
I
been
just
putting out, so.
what'd you say?
That's all I've been putting out for Twitter. This whole time it's just been whatever
That's all you
Streamlabs.
what?
That's all I put out for Twitter.
Oh my goodness, just like bot looking stuff.
I guess so.
Also, someone was talking about probably need to like fix your mic a little bit. It kind of sounds like I don't know, like you're using an old mic.
But I'm not. I'm using a nice new mic.
Really?
Like, well, I guess
Sometimes
it's
it
not
kind of
super
gets,
new.
it kind of like goes like like I don't know how to describe it.
Okay, hold on. I mean, I don't know what else to do. Am I peeking? Is that what it is?
I think that's what it is. You could be peaking where it kind of becomes distorted just a little bit.
Okay, I'll see if I can. Okay, I knocked my volume down, like my headset volume down a little bit. But the thing is, like, it's like nobody can hear me.
You sound better. You sound better now. I mean, did you knock it down just a second ago?
I did, but I only knocked it down through Streamlabs. Like, I didn't knock it down for us talking. Like,
Because it sounds a little better. I don't know if it's like because you're closer to the mic and it just kind of comes
but
out.
I'm not. Like, I my mic is like I'm using I'm using a PS4 wireless headset, so the mic is in one of the earpieces. So like I never get closer or further away from the mic.
I gotcha.
So
Okay, I
I
am
don't
about to
know.
be live. 3, 2, 1. I am live. Yes.
This is your first live show since
Yes, it's
the
been
big
like 4 or 5
launch.
days or something. Oh yes, it has been my first live stream since my big launch.
Yeah.
Indeed.
God, I don't know. It looks like he's propositioning him now. I don't think I like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, you got a lot going on. So, hello everyone. Sinchan here, and I'm gonna be drawing more webcomics. And I have Andy Gray with me, who is also drawing comics.
I'm a doing it.
So we'll get started eventually, or he's already started. I'm getting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had breakfast yet?
Uh, it's lunchtime. What the hell are you asking me?
This is breakfast time for me. You know, I wake up. I don't have mornings. Sleep through the mornings because I stay up. I stay up till morning. That's why. So.
Yeah. I've eaten today. Yes.
Staying
yes.
up till morning is quite the struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So today, using the excuse that it is kind of my warm-up day, so I'm probably gonna be struggling on this one panel for like the hour that I'm gonna be streaming. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Like I said, it's been like what last time I drew was Sunday, kind of. I drew a little bit yesterday
Well,
because
that's
didn't
better.
have to work. I didn't have to work, so that's
Yeah.
why I'm like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you did what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
Hello, Soren. Thank you for joining.
Hello.
More web comics.
It's a bit much.
I think I'm gonna do like kind of like a lower body because it's just kind of introducing. It's just kind of a scene setup. Soren says, "Sup, Andy?
What's good?
How's your wife?"
She's alive.
Good enough.
And hasn't killed me yet, so that's always a bonus.
What did you do? Or what have you been doing?
I have done nothing wrong. Let's just establish that.
That's what every man says. I have done nothing wrong.
Khajiit did nothing wrong. The only thing I've done wrong is have a hard time remembering what scene I'm doing and what it looks like.
Is my music loud enough, Soren? Thank you for checking. Oh yeah, so this morning, Annie called me, right? And I was in the middle of crying. Okay, on the verge of tears. And I have to give you a reason why I was on the verge of tears. And I don't know if it's because not enough sleep or whatever. It just made me more emotional. But I was watching the latest episode of Fruits Basket, and I kind of felt like, the last we talked about it, it was really, really slow. But the final, I don't know if you've been keeping up. The final season's been out, and they've kind of been finally, like, getting all the relationships together, kind of coming to a conclusion, getting to the point of what's been happening, and it's like, finally. So, like, it's 100 times more emotional than the last season. I wouldn't expect it because how slow they were going last season. So I was about to drop it last season because I felt like it was just, like, filler episodes, but, like, they finally got to the point and stuff. So, yeah, and I was only, like, this episode, latest episode, I think it was, like, 8 minutes in, and he called me. I was like, hold on, I'm like, not trying to break down right now.
Knowing that we were going to be streaming soon, just emotionally abusing yourself for no reason.
Yeah. You literally gave me you usually give me a warning, like, yeah, I'm ready, but, like, you just called. I'm like, okay, like.
Yeah, you know what? I just had this feeling. I was like, you know what? She needs to talk right now.
You caught me at an emotional time. Yeah, so if you feel like crying, guys, go watch some Fruits Basket and cry a little bit. Completely wrong brush. Like I said earlier, it's my excuse because this is kind of a warm-up day. I did watch JoJo, Soren. 3 seasons in. I kind of am somewhere lost in part 3 or whatever. And then I never picked it back up. The only
Yeah.
time I watched it was when I was over at Soren's house,
You need,
and
to,
like,
you need to finish that up.
and like I watched what was on. It was basically just how much it could run through, and it only got to around part 3, I think. It's somewhere there, and that's where it's just like I stopped. I never picked it up on my free time. Now Sora just wants me to get in the fandom. She gets fan art. That's all she wants. I'm just messing with you. Get that Neko JoJo fan art in there.
Oh wow, yeah, that would definitely cross some some cultural lines, I think.
Yeah, I think I established already Tuesday to Friday streaming, so Monday I can kind of take a small break from drawing. When I say, you know, break from drawing, I'm still working, like writing scripts or something. But I kind of need a day where like I don't touch the pen, basically.
Yeah, that's normally like a weekend day for me when I'm just too exhausted to be useful for drawing.
And isn't it nice we both can draw all day?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
So, one of these guys I used to work with, he came back. It was kind of funny. He was actually trying to get a job back at the place I was trying to leave, and we used to work together, and he was really cool. And he was just giving me crap about like, oh yeah, I'm actually, you know, leaving because I can now draw full time. And it's like, what? That's all you do? Man, I can just draw a picture and just, you know, make some money. I'm like, yeah, man, just start doing it. That's all it took.
That's it's just that easy.
He made it sound so easy. I was like, man, you make it sound so dumb what I'm doing. Especially one girl, she was like telling her boyfriend, you know, like she draws pictures and like all this stuff, and I'm like, that is such a terrible way of wording what I do. Yeah, you make me sound like a kindergartner, like just drawing like pictures.
I mean, that's how people see us.
That's how people are gonna like. That's how I left my legacy. People think I'm leaving to draw pictures. It's just worded so bad. Like, I feel like a child now. Like,
yeah, don't. I mean, that's just how people perceive.
Yeah.
Things.
But then when I explain, I just like draw comics and stuff, and they're like, oh, so you like do all that script writing and blah blah blah, and put it. I'm like, yeah, I do all that. So. Because I didn't really want to leave my legacy as, you know, the girl who draws pictures. I think that's why I was like, very quiet about it. Because I realized when I was leaving, I was actually telling like, you know, all the coworkers I like that, you know, I'm drawing now full time, and they're like, oh, you're an artist and all that stuff, and like I was like, wow, I really told no one. I think the only people I told were like nerds. Like if I knew you were a nerd, I was like, yeah, I do this and this, yeah, and like I would connect with them, and then we'd like, you know, fangirl or whatever together and just nerd talk. But like, if like I knew you weren't a nerd, I wouldn't say anything at all about it. Like,
I feel like that's kind of typical. Like,
but it's not like I tried to keep it secret. It was just like trying to match their like, you know, I guess interest and connect with them, you know, in their own way. And you know, nerdy stuff like what I do is not something they probably want to connect with me on, but
yeah, it was really weird. Like back when I used to do, like I've worked a lot of weird jobs, like not weird, but like random stuff, and like there was a point when I worked in a warehouse, doing that kind of stuff, and like when they would when everybody would be talking about like, oh, I did this on the weekend, and like, oh, football and the fuck ever, is considered normal shit. And they'd be like, yeah, what about you? Like, did you catch the game? And I'd be like, nah. Like, watched some anime, went to a convention, um, you know, worked on some stuff, some drawing stuff, and they're like, what? So it's so typical.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you want story time? It's story time about my art teacher. Okay, so lesson over, guys. Don't let drawing is cool. Okay, do what you want. So
Do what you want.
People like tell you,
just know people are not gonna always like be super receptive because just isn't their thing.
Because like people are always like, oh, anyone can draw. I'm like, okay, then do it. Just do it. But it took me a long time to like figure out what I was doing was I guess unique. Because like I literally, okay, so you already know I was already a closet artist and stuff like that, and like I would draw all the time, and I would even like this seemed to stem back for a long time, but I used to draw a lot like in like middle school, elementary school too, and I would like draw pictures for my friends and stuff like that, and I would gift these drawings to my friends all the time because they really liked it and they thought it was cute, and I was like, anyone could do this, so like I didn't think of it as special at all. So I was like, anyone can do this, like, you know what I mean? But I'm just the one taking my time out to do it.
Yeah, see, I still to this day like have problems making art for gifts because like it's hard for me to wrap my head around anybody giving a shit about what I'm doing and like wanting to like why would somebody want my art as like a present? No, like it's like and plus I always have this weird thing of like I don't know, like what do I draw for somebody? Like, do I draw their fucking cat? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, does somebody want a picture of just some random thing I've drawn? Like, I never know. I never know how to make that work in like a realistic way.
Okay, so the story I was gonna eventually get to, but no, you're good. You're good. I just keep jumping around because you know how my ADHD is. But like the story I was eventually gonna get to, if I don't get distracted again, is about my art teacher, and this goes back to the whole anime thing because I know we keep jumping. But like I never implemented my anime art style in school. Of course, I just didn't care a lot, and a lot of teachers did like. There's one teacher who did call me out on it, like, girl, you need to like just really try, because like he sees what I do in class and he sees my homework, and I'm just like, and he called me out on it. So I'm just like, I just don't care. I guess it's just not in me to care. I think it's because this project I just don't care about, so I'm just getting it out of the way. But he sees what I can do, and he always gives me like, every single time we get to critique, he stops on mine. I'm like. Then he goes on the vent, look, I know you guys are busy, blah, 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 but if you guys just put a little more effort in it and stuff like that. I'm just like, look, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I just don't care enough. But I never, like I said, implemented my anime art style into anything class related and stuff like that. So, along with that, this teacher, of course, can't give names, blah, blah, blah. We never, like, we don't like each other. It's a very clear, established thing that we don't like each other. But it was established by him first, okay? And I'll tell you why. Because, hello, where I'm at. Yes, Andy is back, if that's what you're talking about.
I am here.
Okay, where was I?
Teacher established that they don't.
Okay, so I would he's like, goes around the classroom, hey everyone, I had this guy's class before, or whatever, so I think I mentioned that my interest for anime was already apparent, or whatever, and like, I literally just mentioned, like, when he asked the question, so what did you guys do over the summer, blah, 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 and he's like, or I said, yeah, I just watched some anime, blah, blah, blah. And I, like, just kind of threw it in there. I didn't, like, go on and vent about it. Like, I was just like, yeah, I just watched some anime and just chilled and stuff like that. And he just kind of went on the offense and was like, "What's with everyone liking anime?" And blah blah blah, and just kind of started like mumbling and stuff, and getting a little annoyed that I said anime in the classroom, I guess. And I'm just like, dude, chill out. I don't implement it in my style here, so I don't know why you're getting mad. And like, I don't like, when you tell me, give me an assignment, I don't just draw all anime style or whatever, okay? Like, and it's just like, I don't know what it is about him not liking anime, but it's like, if you mention anime, he gets really, really, like, on the offense. And I think you're just automatically in his hate book. Like,
Yeah, I think that's honestly kind of common for a lot of older art instructors and stuff.
he seems kind of younger, though.
I mean, if he was teaching you, I doubt he was younger.
No, he was kind of a newer teacher, like, not that old. I want to say he was, like, maybe either around your age.
Now, wait a minute. wait a damn minute.
Not old, stop.
Really? My age? I don't know. See, like, so I had a similar experience, but it was in my, in my animation class. Like, the head of the art department, I think I told you this, like, the head of the art department was the one who was teaching animation in this program, and they kind of had no business doing it, but because they had no idea how to animate, but they didn't want to pay for a teacher, but they still wanted to have the course, but they didn't want to pay for an actual, like, animator as an instructor, right? So anyway, so the head of the art department was like, "Oh, I'll teach it." It's like, all right, cool, you don't know shit about it. But she had this thing where she was like, anime isn't art. Like, that's not real art. And it's like, look, this is an animation class, and you're telling me that, like, one of the most popular forms of animation in the world is an art. And like, she would seriously get mad, like you were talking about with that dude. Like,
I'm just like, some people are just like, what did anime do to you? Like, what is the damage? Where does this stem from? Like, what psychological childhood damage did anime do to you that caused you to just be like, that it's a complete disgrace that, like, anime or anything like that couldn't be a form of art equal to, anything else. Like, I told you about this guy who was like saying, telling me, "Oh yeah, your art isn't that valuable or whatever. Like, I'm gonna probably pay you like $5 for it or whatever." And I drew that. Remember? Yeah, and I drew out that whole like custom magic card for him and everything. He was just like, "Yeah, I'll give you $5." I'm like, $5? It was like, yeah, it's not like it's like realistic. Like, if it's realistic art or stuff like that, and like, and I am not like, there's nothing, against realistic art, like, and stuff like that, of course. It is a different type of art, but that's not what I specialize in. And like, he just kind of, I guess, degraded my art because it wasn't realistic, or it wasn't,
yeah,
to a certain standard, I guess, like, of what he thinks should be valuable or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally what happens when idiots speak. Like, they just spew bullshit, and it's amazing how confident they are in their bullshit too. I never cease to be amazed at how some people can say the dumbest shit and just be like, and that's fact. Like, get the hell out of here.
And you're alright about that.
So, and that's not me. That's not just for you. That's like for anybody. Like, you will hear stuff like that if you're an artist, if you like art, whatever. Like, you're gonna have people who are just gonna talk mad shit about that stuff. And there are some people who, if it's not a thing that they are personally into, regardless of what it is, like, they will just talk shit about it. And they'll be like, this isn't, like, it's not worth my time, so it's not worth anyone's time. Like, fucking.
It's like, I feel a little right targeted now. Well, all form of art is good, okay? Whether it be realistic or anime style.
Yeah.
I appreciate all art.
Yeah. Like, don't take what we're saying.
I definitely think it's a culture thing. It's not like, And it could be opinions too. Like it's definitely how, you know, we perceive things growing up and stuff like that. So like, you know, I can't really hate. Okay, I
Well,
mean, I also had other reasons why I didn't like that art teacher. Because I didn't like the way he taught and he was really irritating. But, you know, I can't really hate on him for not liking, you know, anime because I'm sure he has his own reasons for it.
I don't know about
You know what
that.
I mean?
No, like, okay, so there's this really weird disconnect between like the academic fine art world and
Mhm.
the rest of the art world. Like the art world, how do I say it? So you got like your fine art stuff,
Mhm.
and it's like they're completely separate from commercial art or people
Mhm.
who do things that could be like sold or commercialized in a way that's not like a gallery setting. And I've noticed that for like as long as I've been around art, like fine art people tend to have this very like specific and elitist view of what art is and what art's not. And they're like, oh, graphic design's not art. Like you're just making logos and you're just doing business card stuff. It's not art. Uh, and these are the same people who are like, ugh, those cartoons aren't art. It's like, okay, shut the hell up and die mad about it. Uh, but it seems to be actually pretty common in the art world, unfortunately, that people will kind of have this attitude unnecessarily about it, and it's damn unfortunate because I feel like people are just missing out on good stuff on both sides. I mean, I know people who go the entire opposite way, and they're like, well, if you're not actively telling a story with your art, like if you're spending months just painting one image, um, like they'll make fun of people like that. I think no, 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 no. Art is art. Like
Yeah, art is art. Like,
art is art. You don't get to be like, oh, well, it's not the thing I do. It's not the thing I like.
oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
art. Like, no, shut the hell up. It's art. It may not be your thing, but you can still appreciate it, especially if you're an artist. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
you should appreciate what people are doing. You may not like it, but at the very least, from like a what's that thing called? Oh shit. Just from a technical standpoint, right? Yeah, like you should probably be able, and I would think that you would want to be able to appreciate the craftsmanship and the effort and all of that that goes into making different forms of art. Uh, so whenever I encounter people, especially like teachers or like gallery artists and stuff, who are like, those comics aren't art. If it was real art, you wouldn't be able to make it in a day. You can't make real art in a day. It's like, listen, you fucking clown. Do you know how long
Yeah.
it takes to be able to get to where you can make art like that in a day? Like, that's a very
Oh
specific
yeah,
skill set.
definitely. Like
Come on.
to be able to draw fast. I mean, that's not an instant thing. Like it took me years to like, you know, draw like really fast, stuff like that.
Yeah, like that's
Like just throw it up on a paper. Like,
learn like it's a skill set every bit as much as learning how to like work metal every bit as much as it is learning how to like to do whatever craft and whatever art you're into. Like it's all a matter of putting the time into learning how to do it well. Like
yeah.
animation especially, like just because someone is drawing like 100 frames or something and it's really loose, like that is a skill set that you have to put a lot of time into learning. uh, and whenever I see someone degrading that because it's like, oh, well, they didn't use they didn't spend $150 on the canvas, and they didn't. Oh God, they should have put they should have been using this horsehair brush imported from India that you
It's
can
the
only
voice
get.
for me, Andy. It's
Like
the
I've
voice.
heard this shit, right? And then they'll come in and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's a great piece of artwork. Oh, it's digital. Oh, that just takes no effort. The computer just does all the work for you.
Oh yeah, like the proof is right here, as you can tell. I mean, it does do shortcuts. Come on, but I mean, you can do shortcuts in real life too.
Yeah,
There are
anybody who
ways.
has ever watched a
Yeah.
Bob Ross session of painting knows that it's a matter of learning your tools and understanding how to get the effects you want out of them. Like That's literally all it is. And I know, Cindy, you told me you haven't watched Bob Ross, right?
I have kind of brushed on it. Like I'll have like uh I have an idea of what he does. So like
yeah,
I have
yeah,
watched a little bit. Like it's not like I just completely never watched him. I have like,
I guess,
seen a
yeah.
few of
So
his
like
stuff. Yeah.
he is the example I use to anybody who like ever says something stupid like that of like, oh, the computer does all the work for you. It's like, yeah, watch Bob Ross and then tell me that the brush and the paint do all the work for him. Like, no, it's skill about knowing your tools and about knowing your trade and your craft. Like, that's a thing. That's what this is. Like, you need to shut your stupid mouth and like not talk shit.
Example, what I'm doing with the background right now, using all my tools and stuff to make it something.
Yeah, like that is a legitimate skill that you have to learn how to do. Like, you don't just, that's not something the computer doesn't just do it for you. You can't just
Yeah.
be like, computer background, and it's
No,
like,
it's
oh, okay, cool.
it's like one of those things. It's like someone created the tools. It's what you do with the tools.
Yeah, and like, you know,
Yeah.
you'll get to a point where you make your own tools, like,
Yeah.
and it's about understanding, again, your tool set. Like, anyone who's ever watched Stjepan Sajic, I'm trying to pronounce it right, work, you'll realize that, like, just because you have Photoshop doesn't mean you know how to fucking use it. Like, that dude knows how to use Photoshop in a way that's like, yeah, okay, that's the difference in someone who plays with Photoshop and someone who uses Photoshop, like, to its, like, maximum tool, like, output. I mean, and who has built an entire, like, artistic process around understanding the tools he has.
Yeah. So there's an art lesson for you.
Yeah, screw assholes and enjoy what you do, right? And try not to be
Definitely.
one of those assholes.
Yeah.
That's really the biggest lesson.
hmm Biggest lesson of all, guys.
Yeah, don't be a dick and have fun. There
Yeah.
you go.
Very important.
Art 101. It's also the best career advice I could really give anybody.
hmm
Like, don't be a dick. I don't care how good you are.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
Hello, Chota. Thank you for joining. Oh yeah. If you guys haven't already, I have opened up a Discord. If you guys want to join that, it's in my about page below somewhere. If you click like social media or like that picture where it says social media, all the links will show up for you, and come and join. And then it'll notify you guys when I stream and all that stuff. Or when me and Andy stream in general.
Yeah.
Or if you already have us on, notified on Twitch already, that's fine too. Or yeah, Soren just put it in the chat, so the link. So come join. Just come, hang out, get all the news and that good stuff.
News, reviews, and...
Yeah.
Oh wait, wrong channel, wrong channel, wrong channel. Sorry.
It's like, I would win a fist fight against a goose.
Who was talking that shit? Because whoever it is has never met an angry fucking goose.
Reason being, geese don't have fists. No, okay. The only reason. But when those beat come in,
Oh, shit, if you think they won't tear yours off and use them against you, like that, I mean, don't get caught sleeping by an angry goose. Shit. Like
oh my gosh, my
I,
computer went to sleep.
I legit remember being like a kid and my I don't remember if it was my grandmother or like my parents or maybe both took me somewhere, right? And they're like, "Oh yeah, go feed the ducks." And then I wandered too close to a damn goose. And that thing
Oh
lit
god.
me up. And it was like, "Do I look like
Oh
a
my
duck?
goodness.
You sloppy bitch. Come here." Like
People are very, naive when it comes to animals, I feel like. Do you ever see those children just chasing, like, a goose, like they're gonna get
oh
hurt or
yeah.
something?
Yeah,
Like,
they're
well, I
dumb.
mean, kids have no fear, so it's like, it's not until they have to learn, and then fear strikes into them.
Alright, I spent way too much time sketching that out. But I guess that's the life we live now, huh?
Yeah. Spending too much time. I actually am moving, like, along in this panel, like, pretty quickly. I'm
Oh
surprised.
yeah. Did you start
I
that
think it's
one
'cause,
today?
yeah.
Damn, look at you. You're like, oh, I
Yeah.
gotta get warmed up and woken up.
Yeah, I
Haha,
mean,
just
that
kidding.
that is that is how it's been. I think it's because I usually I don't usually draw for on the weekends. I don't draw for like 4 days straight
Yeah.
because I have to work. But now that I don't have that job anymore, because I quit, I didn't get fired. Now that I can draw full time and everything,
Since you dipped out, yeah.
yeah. So
Oh yeah. It it should have, yeah. Win by technicality. There you go. I was thinking actually of like those like I've seen the edits where people would like put arms on them and stuff, and I've also
oh
seen
yeah,
there's like a
those are
little physical
funny.
clip that you can put on there.
Yes, those are so funny. Oh my
Just
gosh, I love those. I
like
don't know why they're so dumb, but I
because
love those edits
because
where
it's
they just add this on.
hilarious.
If they had let's be honest, if they had arms, they would be invincible. Like
Yeah.
they would be the top species. Yeah, someone sent me that saying, "Would you win now?" Oh my gosh, would you win now?
Yeah, that's terrifying.
I know. I know my place. I'm not gonna mess with an animal. I mean, I mess with my fur babies. They are so tolerant of me. Oh my gosh.
It's good somebody is.
You gotta have very high tolerance to put up with me, and I'm very thankful to all my friends who put up with me.
Metal, metal. There we go. Okay, base colors. Here we go. Base colors.
The next panel, guys. Andy, where you at? Getting stuff done over there?
Yeah. I got it. I got this page sketched out, so now I gotta.
Well, yeah. At least
Start
okay.
to
So
roll.
page for you is several panels. I just finished one panel. So it's what is the trade-off? Is it a good trade-off?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know what's good and what's not. I think it's a decent trade-off. But my process is just different than yours.
Yeah. Hello, Cream Puff. Thank you for the follow.
I definitely can't put out as much work as you do, so there's that.
Aw.
I can't do
Cream
weekly
Puff says-
updates.
Uh-huh. The Cream Puff says, your art makes my Mondays and Tuesdays. Aw. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. That is so sweet. I appreciate that.
Yo, what's up,
Thank you for reading my stuff.
Ninja fan. Oh, that's so cool. And look at you over here getting all the props.
Okay, so Ormat asked, "I'm sorry, why did you draw Hogs as a Netgo?" Because I could do whatever I want. Okay, I could do whatever I want. And my thing is Nekkos, so why not? You know, everything you're gonna see here is just a whole bunch of Nekkos, so you come here, you're looking for the Nekkos.
We're gonna try this. So, let me see if I can make this. But I mean, this didn't look bad, I guess. I don't know. Do
Yeah,
I
so
want to change the skin tones at this point? They're outside,
you're
so
what?
I can do that. I can get away with it. I'm just trying to figure out. Like, there's some stuff now that I've got the first issue and everything done, or the first couple of episodes up. There's some stuff I want to like fix and do for my process, and I'm trying to figure out if I should do it now or if I should like put that off. But I think we're gonna
You
do it
should
now.
do it now, because you're already doing it. That is what you should do. Like, because you're already there. Just
You're
go ahead.
already in. You're right.
Because I'd be jumping around on my scenes. I think I went from like line color, then I went to background, and then I went back to shadows. It's not shadows last. I don't like. Let me get this background out of the way. That's what I'm doing. Like,
Oh yeah. See,
I am not dealing with you today.
Yeah, my background will be the last thing that I do. Well, I thought it would be the last thing I do. Technically, it's not. Technically, I guess the special effects and like all that's the last thing that I do.
Mhm. Yeah, for those who are just joining, I'm talking to Andy. From Andy Gray Art. He does comics too, so you guys can put us both on and mute one of us depending on your preference of music.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, and my comic is actually out now, so.
Oh yes, his comic is finally out after a long time. Yeah, go read it. It's really cool.
Oh, thanks. That's high quality colors. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I appreciate the thought. There are people who definitely go way further in than I do, and I will be the first to admit that I feel like some of the stuff in my comic is a bit overworked right now, just for the sake of like, can I do that on a regular basis? I don't know, but I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. Ow.
You hurt yourself there? What was that?
My computer just hurt my soul. Sorry.
Oh jeez. Did you just say hurt your soul? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It
That
attacked.
went deeper than necessary.
No, it was violent. It was violence that was unnecessary, and it was my computer's fault.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're on the next panel, guys.
Typical artist. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay. So Sora's asking what's the name of the comic. Found. I'm trying to remember it. Don't say. It was like
Yeah, don't
lost
look at my
in
stream either.
lost in the. Oh, okay, I'm looking at it now because you said lost among the found. I couldn't remember if it was like backwards, like found among the lost, or like. I was like trying to remember, like it's someone is found and someone is lost. Okay.
Yeah, it's the name is now officially Lost Among the Found.
Yes, it's really good. That is a really good name.
That is all my wife. While I was trying to brainstorm new ideas for the title, because so it was originally going to be called Collections, but I realized.
Okay, Collections sounds very dull.
Shut up.
I'm gonna say that right now. Also, Tetsuo's giving you crap for saying my stuff isn't as good as others. I mean, stop lying, Andy. Stop lying.
Well, look. I'm not. I know it's a typical artist thing to do, but like,
You're very
the people that I've modeled like what I'm doing after are infinitely better at doing it than I am. So like, I have to acknowledge that, like, on a daily basis. Which isn't to say that I'm not enjoying what I'm doing. I just know that there's a lot of room for me to improve, and that's good. And I guess, kind of infinitely frustrating at the same time. But that's just what it is, I guess.
Also, Soren has put a link to Andy's comment. Thank you for that, Soren.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, go check it out, guys.
I
You
promise,
guys like
Tetsuo.
that superhero action isekai combination? Go for it.
Yeah. So this is So it's like it's like an isekai, but like if an older person got dropped in and didn't get turned into a teenager or a slime or some random thing, like, and wanted to go home. That's basically the premise of what I've got going on. Like,
Goodness, Tetsuo giving you crap.
yeah, but okay, Tetsuo, I promise you do not have to go that far to get my level of skill. I promise you don't.
Okay, just FYI, I had to sacrifice my soul like, and I'm not even as good as Andy, okay? So, like, okay,
That is
so
not
just
the case.
FYI, I have looked up to Andy for years. He's actually the one who motivated me to get into all this stuff right here. So, he's the reason I'm here now. So, just FYI. And
Yeah.
he's very, 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 very underrated. So, oh, thank you everyone for the follow. I'm gonna read you guys off. Sobas64, Torenya, Fool's Day 14. Thank you guys. Bye, Shredda. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you, Marshmallow101, for the follow. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just getting spammed right now.
There we go. Look at that.
I'm just gonna sit here and just thank everyone.
Enjoy it.
Godly Prometheus. I may be pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry. But thank you guys for the follow. Oh my gosh, we hit 50 followers.
Nice.
Yes, thank you guys. Whereas like, just make sure you don't give away what's going to happen with chapter titles. Got it, baby.
Oh yeah. No, so like what I've done, because trying to figure out chapter titles was giving me like anxiety.
Oh, you should have just kind of went with the whole. Some people just put episode this and that.
Yeah, well, so I'm doing that, but my wife suggested like, and it was brilliant. She was like, just take a piece of dialogue from the episode.
Oh yeah,
that's
I
fun.
do the same exact thing.
Yeah, because originally what I kind of wanted to do was go with the whole the way that they did the original Halo game, and this is probably older than some of the people in this chat, but like the original Halo, they had chapters that were named just the most random shit. Like one of the chapters that had, it was like, oh, we're gonna go down into the library and blow something up, but the chapter title was called "I Could Have Been Your Daddy." Like it was the most random, just like have fun kind of shit, and that's kind of what I wanted to do with my chapter titles, was just have it be like random name stuff. But she made the suggestion. She was like, no, just take a piece of dialogue.
Yeah, just take it. Yeah, that's what I started doing. Oh my gosh. Like, the fact that she had that idea, like, right away, it took me, like, I used to kind of try to come up with puns for each one of my titles, and I'm like, this is so stressful, it's just a title. And I'm like, you know what, just take some dialogue, slap it on there, and it took me forever to, like, just do that.
Yeah, well,
Thank you, for the follow.
She is the smart one. So, that's what that is. That's just how it is.
Yes. Oh, and sorry, Godly, for pronouncing that name wrong.
Oh, Godly Prometheus. I like
it. So Godly says, I remember the making of Halo, and it was funny when I read that one was, I would have been your daddy, and eventually that became a skull for rare combat dialogue.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Oh yeah, Tetsuo, man, like, I don't know if you're a man or woman, or some nether beast, but either way, like, I promise, the skill level I'm at is easily attainable without having to commit any kind of atrocities. It's literally just like a bit of time and some patience, and
Yeah.
because if it weren't that, then there's no way I'd be able to do it. Like
Mhm.
it's not magic. It's literally just practice, and it's kind of the hardest part is practicing properly, because the whole practice makes perfect thing is kind of misleading. Like, you have to practice the way that you want to be able to execute,
Yeah.
and learning that has actually helped me kind of level up a lot over the last like 2 years, to the point where I can kind of do what I do at this point. So yeah, it's you can easily get to the level I'm at, just by like it just takes some time. I promise. Like, I am not
No,
one
you
of
have to
those.
sacrifice your soul, guys, to get this good.
I am. I wish it were that easy, because I would have done that at the beginning. But it's not necessary. It's literally just time.
Oh
Like,
my
you,
goodness.
you
Okay,
can you can get here with the time.
I'm gonna catch up with the chat real quick. Okay,
Alright,
so
good.
thank you EJ Comics for the raid. Thank you I am SVN and Mirohara for the follow. Thank you guys. And let's see, yeah, hello Duke. Thank you for supporting me all this time. Yeah, I appreciate that. And then everyone's going off into raid.
Get them.
Ramat says practice doesn't make perfect. It makes permanent.
That's true. Like,
Right.
my philosophy on that is perfect practice makes perfect. Like, you
Yeah.
have to practice in a way that is intentional to get
Mhm.
to where you want. Like, you can
Definitely.
practice running up hills all day long, but it won't make you better at opening a door. Like, that. That's where my head is.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, thanks for the raid. How can you tell when you're rated? I can't.
Okay,
I have no idea what life is.
you should get notified. Well, I turn on my notifications, so like,
I thought I did.
and everything. But it should notify you.
Oh shit,
when
you
you're
got a
rated.
Genshin.
I think
You
it
got a
also tells
Genshin
you in
player in
chat
yours.
as well. Yeah. But let's see. So Ari says, see, we're on Ari's. Try to read this through. Sorry guys, you guys are going so fast now. But you gotta put alerts up. Makes noise when you get rated in. Yeah, so I got all these noises popping off right now.
Oh.
Matt says thanks to the criminal license. Oh yeah, good. You have a comic or something? Like the chat keeps going. Hold on. I'm not used to this. So many people talking.
So popular. Oh no.
Stop. Thank you guys for joining. I'm trying to keep up with this chat. Yeah, turn on notifications in the Streamlabs is what you do and everything.
I really thought I
Mine
had
just
done
popped
that.
up. I just do that like very that meme like ichi ni san yeah arigato, which means 1 2 3 thank you in Japanese, just for those who didn't know that. Oh my gosh, my friend, he just kept singing it. He was saying it all wrong, and I'm like sitting there like he doesn't know what like they're actually saying. He's just trying to sound it like get it similar to what it sounds like, and I'm like, what are you doing?
He's trying. That's what he's doing.
Then okay, so he speaks Spanish, and I was giving him crap for it. Like, it's kind of like like if you say it in Spanish or like in English even, like that's all they're saying. Like, but imagine saying it in a different language. That would sound kind of weird. Like, 1
What are you
2
talking
3 yeah, thank you. Like that's so weird.
What? I do not know what's happening right now. I have no clue about what
Okay,
just occurred.
Okay, so like my notification bell is that I don't think you've ever heard of it. It goes like ichi ni san ya arigato, and like that's the bell for it or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
yeah, so it's just saying 1 2 3 meow, thank you.
I got you. I thought you were
Yeah,
just
so
talking
that's what it was.
like
No,
I thought you
we're
were just
not
talking
talking-
shit
no,
about
this
somebody
is-
that you work
this is-
with.
No, this is I will try to start out with that. Luckily, I don't, have to deal with people for work anymore because, I quit my job, guys. So that means, yeah, I can work this full time thanks to you guys, and I appreciate that. All the
Oh,
support I've been getting.
you know what that means? That means I'm now your friend from work.
That now what?
Now I'm your friend from work.
Ah, but I mean, I don't work with you.
Yeah, what do you
We
think we're
we
doing right
we
now?
we hang out and draw. Like, don't turn it into a work thing. I mean, we hang out and work. Like,
We hang out and
hey,
work
okay, so
happens
some people you can
sometimes.
choose who you work. You sometimes you can choose who you work with, and sometimes you can't. And I'm very thankful I can work with you. Okay, like,
Yay! As am I. Oh.
I can stay focused to finish this.
Yeah, I'm glad one of us can be focused. Because that is not a thing my brain is doing at the moment.
Yeah. So where? Let me zoom out. I gotta see where you are right now.
Oh. I'm here. I'm just drawing a fish guy. Oh,
Hey,
and
Bingo, thank you for turning us on the background.
God,
Appreciate
I
that.
jacked this up already because I forgot what I was doing. Crap baskets.
Cream Puff said, "It's so amazing watching you draw. How do you find the time to make these comics?" I force the time. I really do. Like, I mean, all my free time, I will admit, all my free time went to drawing comics. So if I'm not working, and I used to work in a restaurant, and that was my part-time job, or I mean, technically, I guess, yeah, it's like you call it 30 hours, um, on the weekend, and then every other day I try to just, draw as much as I could. So technically I was working like 60, 70 hours like a week if you include like art with it. But I put a lot of time to it, and just if you just don't want a life, yeah, that's there you go.
Alright, we gotta get these scales.
Dude, I'm telling you, you gotta sell your soul for this job.
You don't have to sell your
Yes,
soul, just your
to
free
be.
time and sanity. Don't make it sound like it's more than it is.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I was able to quit my job because now that I have an opportunity and everything that, with Webtoons now. So that is why, I'm able to quit my job.
Right. Which occurred because you busted your ass and
Yeah.
spent how many years working on this? Making
Okay,
it...
well, okay, so technically this comic has been over a year actually. So I actually posted today that it's one of my characters' birthday. And
Hey,
yeah, and I can't believe it, but I checked back and I actually drew this comic for over a year now.
there you go. It's a
Where
year's
man's
worth
like,
of...
what is free time and sanity?
I think that's what you have before you turn 30, to be honest. I vaguely remember the concepts, kind of.
But yeah, on stream I will be streaming the Spectrum of Us. I won't be doing any cat versus dog, for of course work reasons and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in just seeing the process of this comic, feel free to stick around or just leave me on the background, whatever you want.
Yes. Yes. Take in all
And
of
if you
the good Sim-chan artwork.
yeah, and if you guys feel like more, upbeat music, Andy's channel's got that too. You guys can just, like I said, put us both on and just mute one of us, depending on preference of music.
Yeah. Or sound quality, because I'm guessing your stream probably sounds better than mine, in general.
I guess I have to ask Soren about that. How does it
Yeah.
sound, Soren?
I gotta...
Okay.
I'm working on it. I'm working on getting that fixed.
Mhm. I mean, I don't have a really good like mic. I have an all right mic, so I don't know if that's like, my cousin was like, you need a better mic, and he's like the computer person. He builds computers and all that stuff. So
Yeah, I'm down with it, Tetsu. Like, social life, overrated.
yes.
Who needs a social life when you can, like, make art and just explore the depths of depression and exhaustion
Yeah.
with your fellow artists? Like, that's the goal right there. You want a
Mhm.
community? There's your community.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, but only kinda. I don't know. There's a trade-off, you know. I have met people in my life who were incredibly like naturally gifted, um, and like they could just be amazing at it. But for the most part, like even if you're really good, you still got to put the time in. Like
Yeah, definitely.
you still
Like,
got to put the work in. You still got to put the effort and all that stuff in because you can be as good, you know, as you want, but if you're not, I don't know, kind of dedicated to it, then you're not going to put enough work out there to be able to like survive and exist on your work. That's another thing too. Don't think just because you don't feel like you're as good as somebody else is that you see doing something that you can't like do it and do it on a professional level. Like the professional level of an artist is far less determined by what you might think of as their art ability and more determined by their ability to specialize in the field of art they've chosen. Like that might sound a bit weird, but you don't necessarily okay. So like for me, I'm a full time storyboard artist. Like that's how I make my living, and you do not have to be the best like all around artist ever to do this job. But what you do need is a really solid sense of visual storytelling. So, like, just because your style is more animated or more. Like, I've seen people who have very, like, Sunday morning comic strip art styles who make a wonderful living doing this because they can tell a story with their artwork. So, like, just because you can't just because you're not like perfect with your anatomy or like whatever doesn't mean that you cannot doesn't mean that you can't have a place making money in the art world. just
yeah, yeah.
just FYI.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for a while, like a long time. This comic, The Spectrum of Us, went through 2 reboots. Like, not a lot of people know about that. But I do appreciate those fans that have stuck around since literally the very beginning of this comic. Um, and redoing this one, like over and over again. Which I mean, of course, I don't plan on redoing it again, um, because now I've learned from all the mistakes and I found my style and all that stuff. I mean, it took like what 3 years and like drawing almost every day.
For sure.
So
Sure.
so I just kept to it and to it. And, it's just keep going if you love doing it, because it was one of those things where it's like, I really love doing this. I felt like comics was just my thing, and I kept to it, and I'm here now, so I can finally say I draw full time, and it's really really nice.
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. So like where I'm at, that is a perfect example. Okay. So you say that you draw masks and swords. Like in the professional world, there is a high demand for people who actually do that specific thing for like games and stuff like that. So if you had an interest in like being a professional artist or whatever, I would highly recommend honestly looking into putting some time into 3D modeling and stuff, because you can literally freelance designing those elements for games and stuff and make good money, because oftentimes the people who like can draw the characters and stuff, like they can do some of that stuff, but games need assets. They need people to build backgrounds. They need people to build like the weapons and stuff. Like that in and of itself can be a completely legitimate like career path. So just putting that out there.
Yeah, and you guys are joining this journey with me, and I appreciate that. Hello, Sobus, how are you? So, if you guys enjoy drawing and all that stuff, you know, keep to it. Because I've been drawing my whole freaking life, okay? And I'm like 50 years old, and like, okay, I'm only 24, but still, I feel like I'm getting really old. And, you know...
Yeah, just wait. Just wait. Just you wait.
And he's like a million years old.
I want to argue that,
we're
but
immortal.
I can't. I want to argue that, but every time I stand up, my knees and my back make horrible sounds, so there's no way I can be like, oh no, I'm young.
Oh my goodness. Golly says, if I could draw, I would do this, but the most I can do is write stories. Then write those stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, write those stories.
That's a legit skill.
That is a form, yeah, that is a legit freaking skill, like...
And there are always, okay, so for writers out there, and you're like, oh, I want to see my story come to life, but, you know, can't draw or whatever, just write. Write. Because...
And then someone will find it.
Well, because so like the entertainment industry is always looking for solid executable ideas that they can turn into things. So whether it's a movie, a TV series, a web series, whatever, like... Right, tell your story, because there are lots of people out there with more money than creativity who would love to make money off of your creativity. So, like, write, be ready to like throw your story out there and collect a check.
Yeah.
Do it.
Or find an aspiring artist that just wants, you know, someone to write for them. There's always that, you know, the opposite end to an artist that wants their stuff to come to life, but they're not a good writer, but they have skills for days.
Oh,
you know,
Discord.
in their art. Yeah.
How do I get to the Discord? Weremat posted something.
Probably under. Oh yeah, artwork. Yeah, nice.
Let's.
Yeah, keep to it, Weremat. These look good.
Artwork.
Keep designing.
Oh, there we go.
Look at all that.
Oh, this is a cool channel. I
Yeah.
have not seen this.
Yeah, so so for those who want to share their art, in the Discord I have a promo section. Share your art, cosplays, you know, streams. I also have a section for other promos. Share your stuff, guys. We're spreading the art, we're spreading the love.
Yeah, like I'm looking at that stuff that you put in the Discord where I'm at, and like, here's another thing to keep in mind. It's not necessarily always about how good you can draw with a pencil and paper. The world that, if you're in high school right now, the world that you're going to be stepping into professionally, you're going to need people who design that kind of stuff for real, but you're also going to need people who can, if you can make the assets to send to a company, then you can get paid for doing this kind of stuff, like in high school and in college, and get that experience to get hired on somewhere. So like, I would highly recommend the first chance you have downloading Blender. It's free. And then going to YouTube and finding some good Blender tutorials, because anybody here listening to this can make 3D assets. You do not have to be an artist for that. It's a very technical process, and understanding art helps, but I know plenty of 3D modelers who cannot draw. So if you can draw, and you have any interest in being in the game world, take those drawings and learn how to turn them into 3D objects in Blender. It's not super hard. There are plenty of tutorials out there for that, and companies will pay you to do this, and they do not care how old you are. If you can do what they need, they will pay you. So
Definitely.
yeah, seriously, hop into Blender as quickly as you can and get rolling on it, because again, most companies do not care how old you are. If you can do the work, they're gonna give you money for it. So like,
Yeah, start now, guys. Start early.
yeah, start learning the tools of the trade that you want to be in as early as you can, because
Fling yourself
hell
into
yeah.
it, because that's what I did 3 years ago, 4 years ago ish. I feel like way longer, to be honest. But yeah, just throw yourself into it. That's all you can do. Like, if you don't start now, when are you going to start? You know what I mean? The sooner you start, the better. Like, that's kind of how it was with webcomics. I had to jump in, because it's like one of those things where it's like you don't know what you really want to do with it until you jump in.
Yeah, and you realistically, what'll end up happening for a lot of people is you'll have an idea of what you want to do, and you'll start doing it, and you're very likely to encounter some other part of the process in whatever industry you want to work in that you're like, oh shit, this is actually really fun. I enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
And there are probably a lot of parts to different industries that you don't even know exist yet. Because there are parts of industries that I've been involved with that I still find out, and I'm like, oh shit, somebody does that and gets paid for it? Like, that's actually really cool. Oh,
Yeah,
100%, Matt, where Matt, like, when we talk about freelancing and stuff, that's literally the thing that you do when you feel like doing it. Now, if you commit to a job, then make sure you do the job, but always feel like, understand that you should always be very upfront with yourself, first of all, about what your time is. Like, do I have the time to do this? Whatever. But yeah, like, freelancing is literally just like, if a company says, hey, we need someone to make these assets, and you go, yeah, I can do that. You send them some samples of what you've got, and they go, okay, we'll pay you X amount for this, and then you do it. Like, yeah, it's not necessarily a long-term commitment, and freelancing for art and like 3D stuff is a wonderful thing to do while you're in school, because you can literally do it on your schedule for the most part. And there are even websites where you can just, if you have cool ideas for stuff that you want to make, you can make those and then sell the 3D assets for licensed stuff. So like, if you want to practice making backgrounds, if you want to practice making like, so like recently I bought a pack of stuff on Blender, that stuff I just don't want to waste my time making, but are very useful to have. So it was like a pack of like bricks and debris and like pipe and stuff. It was basically stuff that you can just throw in to make an environment look more realistic without having to make all of it yourself. Oh wow!
give me the links.
Links.
Yeah.
I'll have to look
Leave it to
around
Andy.
for
He
them.
has all the advice for you. Like,
I will have
Andy
to
is
look around
very
for that
helpful
stuff.
with that. You should be a teacher or something, Andy.
I did that for a while, and then I realized I can't keep myself from cursing, so it didn't work out well. Oh shit, speaking of, I have to go back to work.
Oh, yeah, it's-
So
I'm
this
gonna be
is,
on. I'm gonna finish this panel real quick, and then I gotta go too, guys.
I got you. Tets. This is what price I would sell my story. I don't think I would, even for a ridiculous amount. Look, here's another thing for you writers out there. If you have a story and someone offers you money for it, think real hard about taking that money, because you're a writer. You can make another good story. That's just my 2 cents worth. Like, as a creator, you don't want to be so attached to what you're making that you're not willing to let go of it unless it's just your baby. Like, realize that as a creative, you can make more. Like, it's the greatest thing ever. Like, somebody wants to buy something that you've made, cool, sell it to them, make another one, make something better.
Definitely.
Like, you can do that. You have that power. Okay, that's it for me. I gotta run. I got stuff I gotta do. I can't do on stream. So it's been fun. Thanks for
Bye, Andy.
Bye.
Thank you for joining.